The way I've always worked with WordPress sites is to work on the live site. I'll log into my dashboard, make the changes, and then publish them immediately, and my site is changed immediately. But what a lot of people like to do is to have their website up live and actually make changes and work on what we call a staging copy. So you might have a staging copy on your own computer, you might have a stage copy on your web host, and then you can make the changes on your stage copy, and when you're happy with them you can upload those changes to your site. The simplest way of doing it is just to make a copy of your site on your own local computer. The problem is that when you need to move files from your computer to the web host, it's not very easy. It's a case of moving files, it's a case of updating the database, and it's all a little bit messy. And the same can be said if you make a copy of your site somewhere on your web host, unless your web host offers a staging platform. The web host that I recommend, StableHost, does, and I will show you that in this section. But the best solution if your host doesn't offer staging is to use a plugin that allows two-way communication, and I will show you that as well in this section. So let's have a look and see how staging actually works. And essentially there on the right hand side you've got the live website. People visit the live website and can visit the live website at any time. It's up 100% of the time while you are working on a staging site, and on the staging site you're changing the theme, or you're updating something, or you're adding new content, or you're modifying content, or you're making major changes, you're installing plugins, whatever it happens to be. And then when you're totally happy with it on your staged site, you can then click a button and push those changes to the live site so that the live site is updated in a matter of seconds. The beauty of this system is that you can be doing all the hard work without any downtime of your live site. Those changes are only pushed when you're ready to push them, and then the change is literally within seconds. So let's have a look at the different options you've got. If your web host uses cPanel and you have Softaculous Installer, there's a good chance that you can do staging directly within your web host. Certainly the web host that I recommend has it. So if we go down to the Softaculous app installer and click on WordPress, then you're taken to this WordPress installation screen, which you know, if I scroll down, you'll see a list of all my WordPress websites. And here I am at the bottom of the page. The site I'm going to create the staging for is this bottom test site that I use. And if you move across, this first option here is to create staging. So let's click on it. And it's now asking where you want to install the staging. So we've got the live URL, that's the site that is live, and it will remain live while we set up the staging, and when we're working on staging, that is the site that people will be able to visit. Choose installation URL. You could use a completely different domain if you wanted to, but the easiest way is just to choose a directory, and I will call it stage. You have the option here to change the database name for your stage site, but when you're happy, click on create staging. Once the test site has been successfully created, you'll get this screen giving you a login URL. And here I am logged into the dashboard, as you can see up in the URL at the top. If I visit the website, you'll see that it is an exact copy of my actual site. This is the real site, the live site. This is the stage site. Look identical. Let's make some changes to the stage site. So let's go in. I'm going to change the theme so that we can set up something that looks very, very different. And it's currently using the customizer theme. Let's activate the 2016 theme, and we'll go to the stage site and just update to have a look, see what it looks like. Okay, this is the 2016 theme. Let's go into the home page, and I'm going to add something to the home page just so we can see that the stage site has been updated. So here I am on the home page. Let's go down here and we'll insert some media. Let's go to the media library, and I'll just insert a picture of my dog. Let's wrap the text around to the right and we'll update that. So now if we go to the home page and we have a look, this is on the staging site, you can see we now have a picture of Jessie. If I go to the actual site and refresh the home page, we have nothing. So that is some work done on the staging site. Let's say I want to go and push those changes now. To do that, we need to go back to cPanel, And in cPanel, scroll all the way back down to Softaculous, to WordPress, and then to the bottom of this page where we can see the original site and we can see the staged site down here. It's just there as another WordPress installation. If you move your mouse along though, this first item here is push to live site. So let's click on that. And when it loads, you'll be given some options. Over here on the Customize tab, you can select Overwrite Files Folders, Full Database Push if you want to. I'm going to just do the defaults at the moment, and if it doesn't push everything across, then I would come and do the Push Full Database. And then you can actually choose which databases you want to push as well. But let's go back to the default options, and I'm going to click on the Push to Live, and then it's just a case of waiting. Once the push has been successful, it actually took a couple of minutes, then you'll get this notification, congratulations, the site was pushed live. And what we can do is go back over to the live site. That's the stage site. This is the live site, and I'm going to clear or purge this page from the cache. And you can see now we've switched theme, and there's the picture of Jesse on the home page. So that's how your web host can actually offer you staging, and you can implement the staging, do the changes on a stage site, and then when you're happy, you can push them to the live site. If your web host doesn't offer that facility, then the next best thing to do is to use a plugin, and there is a really good plugin available. So if we go over to Plugins, Add New, I can show you the free version. The free version has limitations. It won't allow you to push to your live website, but you can certainly have a play around with it. It's called WP Staging, and it's this one here, by WP Staging. You can install that and have a play around with it. However, because it can't push your changes to your live site, there's little point in me showing you how it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the full version and install it and then activate it, because I do use this. I have license key for it. Okay, I need to enter my license key so that it works, and click on Activate License, and then click Go to Start, and I'm ready to start using WP Staging Pro. At the top of the screen, you're getting a warning. Make sure you back up your full website first, because things can go wrong. I personally never had a problem with this plugin. It always seems to work, but you should back up your website first. The first step in all of this is to create a new staging site. So we're going to click on the Create New Staging Site button, and let's call this one Stage with Plugin. There are options. In fact, it's not going to let me do that. I have too many characters. Let's have a look. That's okay. Stage plugin. You have some options where you can choose which database tables to include or exclude. We're going to just leave them set as the default, because by default this plugin will choose the database folders that it knows about that needs to be updated, files, and also advanced settings you can have a look at if you want. I'm leaving it all as the default. Let's click on the Start Cloning, and then this can take a couple of minutes. And we're just coming to the end now. 2 minutes and 50 seconds and counting, and that's now complete. So the staging site has been set up. To open the staging site so we can make some changes, you can click this button here, Open Staging Site, but the next time you come back to WordPress, that button's not going to be there, because you're not going to be on this congratulations, you have completed the staging site creation. So the way to get to the staging site is to go to WP Staging Pro, go to Sites Start, and then you'll see all of your staging sites down here. So you can actually set up more than one staging site per website if you wanted to. I'm going to go and click on the Open, and this will open up the staging site. You'll be asked to log in. It's the same login as your main site. And then when you do log in, you'll notice a difference. And that is the admin bar at the top is now orange. And that's good, because it means you can differentiate between when you're in your live site and when you're in your staging site. And you know now that all changes you make to your site will be done in the staging site, and then when you're happy, you can push them to the live site. So like we did before with the website hosting staging, let's make some changes to this website. And the first change I'm going to make is I'm going to change the theme. Now, I've made a mistake already. I was just about to start in this dashboard, and I know this is my live site because it's got the black admin bar. So I need to go in and make my changes to the staging site dashboard. Let's go into the appearance, go to themes, and we'll change the theme, and I'll change it to the Astra theme. And if we go over to the staging site now, we can see what the Astra theme looks like. There we are, and compare that to my live site, just so we can compare the two. So that's 2016 theme on the live site. This is the staging site Astra theme. So you can see they are different. Let's also go in and make it a little bit more different. We'll change the pages. Let's go to the home page. We'll delete the picture of Jessie, and I'll put a headline in there as well. Something that we can spot when we have a look at the site. And let's just update. If we go and view the page now, we can see the picture's been deleted, and also the headline has been put in there. Let's do something in the sidebar as well, just so we can make it a little bit more obvious. Let's go to widgets, and in the sidebar, let's add an image. So I'm going to add an image from my media library. Let's add a fish. There we go. Add that to the widget and save. Let's go over to the stage site, and might need to purge the page. Okay, there we go. So there is the image in the sidebar. We've got the title, we've picture deleted, and we've changed the theme. Okay, so when you're happy with it and you want to push it to the live site, you don't go into the staging dashboard. If we go to the staging dashboard, sites start, you'll see your staging site there, but there's no way to push those to the live site. To push them to the live site, you actually have to go to your live site dashboard, which is where we are now. Go down to WP staging, and we're taken back to this screen, and you click on the push changes button here. So let's push on that. And you'll see that there's a note down here. Note, if you push database table users, you may have to log in again. After pushing, go to WP admin settings permalinks and resave the permalinks. So let's push to the live site. And do read the warnings at the top. I'm going to click on OK and just click on the push. And again, time to wait. You can see now we've got up here finished, and I need to go back, remember, to WP admin settings permalinks and resave those permalinks. So let's just go across to permalinks, scroll to the bottom, click save changes, and then our site should now be reflecting those changes we made to the staging site. So let me just close the staging. Let me go across to the live site. So this was the staging site that we set up. Remember, we deleted the picture and put in a title, we changed the theme, and we added a picture to the sidebar. Let's go in and purge the page so it will load the new version of my homepage. And here we go. We've got the theme change, we've got the picture in the sidebar, and we've got the picture deleted and the text. So that's how the WP Staging plugin works. I'll remind you now that the free version won't allow you to push your changes. So if you want to use this plugin, you will need the paid version.